And that is certainly the case. Game over. The Townsville Fire winners 73-63. She's kicked it all off in 2001, and she'll be the third WNBL official to reach 200 games. So bravo, Kylie, and we are underway. Across this game, missed that game against Geelong. Stagnant offenses. Rochi from the car park will call it a pass, and Naz Hillman manages to score the first points of the game.
And unlucky for Townsville there, that last little minute there when the shot clock heaved.
Abby Ellis picks up from where she left off against the Flyers and buries a triple. Kunek going hard to the basket, flipping it up, block. Big defensive play from Froling. Good drop-off pass. It did everything but drop for Cox. Now Alice Kunek for 3,000. There she is, the 40th player to do it in WNBL history from both teams.
It was, but it was also a bit of a defensive slog. Both teams were putting...
A fantastic player, and no doubt there's plenty more points to come. And Woods, nice little jumper.
While you're getting stops.
Down to almost 1 second on the shot clock. Lockridge, step back triple, got it to go. She's in great form at the moment.
The Townsville Fire are the masters of the mid-season recruit. They have done it the last couple of years, but this is a massive addition to the Fire.
Because if it is a bit of a slow-scoring slog, a 5-point margin ends up being a fair bit. That's a good high percentage look. And Lauren Cox comes through and scores. Really, really important. Mansfield, what a save. Coffey, what a save. One extra pass. Talk about team basketball. That is the Townsville Fire at their very best. At some points, oh, it's tradition. Corner triple, good knockdown basket, and that's a handy start for the Southside Flyers. Hillman up to 7 points as well. Kunek wide open. That's great offensive execution from the Flyers. Now happy to look to get into a bit of a half-court set. Beck Cole flips it up and flips it in. Welcome back, Beck Cole, after missing that game against Geelong. A pretty handy play to have off the bench. Amongst all the orange trees. Well done, Naz Hillman, pulling in that rebound. Rochi straight to work. That's a tough finish. Maddie Rochi for 2 more for the Flyers. Great start to this quarter. It is a 10-zip run in the first 2 minutes of the second period. Can Abby Alice once again. The spin. The points are going to count. Hoop plus the harm. And Alex Fowler will go to the line for one more.
Try and get on the rim as quick as they can. And look, if that ended up being a charge, you'd be okay with it still, even though it does add to the turnover count. So to think about it, but there's also an element of the players need to start figuring this out for themselves as well.
And they do right there as Reed.
Quite high on the scout sheet of every team.
And seems to be enjoying playing off the ball a little bit as we see Cox go to work and score. Yeah, the crowd really waiting. They want to get involved in this game. Flyers have to keep them out of it for as long as they can. Hillman for 3. Line drive. It's flat, but it's good.
And Lauren Cox cannot be that low defensively in the key. She's got to respect Hillman's 3. She can shoot that.
Your slashers and your players like a Beck Cole who likes to get into the paint, it really frees them up.
It does, and it also allows that space to be able to go freely and put pressure on the rim. But
Reed and Hillman, 2-player game, drops off to Hillman. Fantastic find, fantastic finish, and fundamental basketball at its finest.
It's on offer with offensive boards and putbacks.
You just get the feeling this game it's going to take. It's a nice little pass fake. Kunek probably could have let that one fly. Instead, back out to Rochi. Single digits on the shot clock. Good defensive play. 8-point margin. Cox been really good. That was a great find of Froling. It almost bubbled out for a moment. And I tell you what, Zoe Carl, we may very well be set for another.
Alicia Froling just wheeled up to that dunker spot or the tip of the charge circle, which turned the defender's head and allowed her the layup.
Dallas Lockridge. She weaved her way past the defense, ran into Lauren Cox, says, that's all right, I'll take a little step back jumper, and it was money. Lauren Cox back the other end, says three's worth a few more. Well, just one more than two, but she'll take them nonetheless. Cox is up to 12 points. That's her second make from deep, same as Hillman. That battle continues. Turnover number 10 for the Flyers. Shields out in front, finishes with the left. It's back to a three-point ball game. Moves very well as well when guarding guards. Corner three on its way. That's pretty handy too.
In this league, or teams will make you pay.
Lockridge went the wraparound pass. There was no one home. Kick across Woods. Great job to make the catch. Finishes the basket. The Fire have the lead. The crowd's going nuts.
And a great job from Townsville at the defensive end. They've just really disrupted the Flyers and taken them out of their offense and then been able to push the ball.
Hillman doesn't mind it from the top of the key. Almost banked it in. I don't think the bank is open at 8:30 or so on a Saturday night in Townsville. Lauren Cox wheels that one in. Crosses one way, back the other. Good defense from Reed. Even better offense from Saffron Shields.
She's currently on 3 fouls and won't
be a little bit similar to a week ago, going down to the wire. Hillman going to work on Froling. Count the points and one. Leave. And Naz Hillman well and truly keeping the Southside Flyers in this one.
And a great first step there.
To 19.7 in this quarter alone. We've still got 3 minutes or just under 3 to play here in the third. Froling gets her own miss, puts it back up and in as she so often does. Woods with a triple, buries it, and she's pretty happy about it as well, if you don't mind. Got to make something happen quickly. Hillman's been the player to do it, and she scores on the left there.
Probably a little bit easier to find a shot.
And they do, and they drop it in. And get a sideline out of bounds and score 2.
Sideline plays with buzzer beaters is going to be Southside's just almost Vietnam versus the Flyers. They're going to be struggling anytime they come up with that. They have to lock down.
So let's see what the Fire can draw up from the baseline out of bounds. Great possession to Cox. And it's the out of bounds plays from Townsville that continue to torment the Southside Flyers. They need an answer and they need to get going soon. And Naz Hillman has been the player. Great step through, good patience from Courtney Woods, and there are just certain players who, when they get in the paint, never look rushed.
All of her years was go from that fast to slow to fast again.
Sammy Wickham, another player who's pretty handy at it as well. Mansfield, oh, that is home rims if ever I've seen it. Somehow that one drops in. But sitting at the end of the bench doesn't look like she'll take part in this game anymore as Courtney Woods gets the steal and scores the 2. Biggest of the game. 5.5 minutes, still a long time in basketball terms in this game. Rochi steps in and makes 2 and just needs someone other than Naz Hillman to get going.
Is a great adjustment from her, and now they've got the stop that they need. They've got to punish them.
And Kunet will go to the free throw line. Foul is on Woods. A live mic down to the bench. Gee, Zoe, remarkable. And they get a stop as well. So throw a little hitch in and see what happens. Rochi, can she get going? Maybe she can. Hold on just a second.
Very well against zones is slash into that paint and find the bigs inside.
Stops are where it's going to come from, but Lauren Cox, too good. Up fake, drive, one extra, one more. Kunek, yes! The Flyers finding some rhythm. That was sweet team basketball.
Multiple times, and then finally connect at the end of it.
Can Cox answer? Yes, she can! Lauren Cox. Almost a turnover. Broken play. Can they make them pay? Reed, Kunek, bounce pass. Lockridge, single digits on the shot clock. Somebody's got to shoot it. Kunek, one more to Reed. And it drops. So when the ball gets moving, I reckon would have been player number 13. Hillman v. Cox. Hillman again.
But here's the issue for the Flyers right now. The Fire are using, long offense, taking time off the clock.
Keep coming up with ways to respond.
They need to make sure that if the Flyers are going to score, it's 2s and not 3s. That was very close. They can.
Back to 8 points. Almost consider starting to foul some poor free throw shooters if you're the Flyers. What a pass! That was phenomenal play, and the ball